Why is change often so hard? In my opinion, a big part of it comes down to our expectations. At the core, people want fast, positive results while putting in as little effort as possible. Which is understandable. Who wouldn't want that? The problem is we've been programming our thinking and behavior, our brain, for years, even decades, to function exactly the way it does right now. And that's what has brought us to where we are today. Changing that is absolutely possible. But in my view, the first step is to understand the phases that change typically goes through. So number one is awareness and acceptance. The first step is realizing, admitting that something needs to change. And yes, many people already stop here, which I understand, because it can be painful to admit that things can't go on the way they are. But here's the interesting part about humans. When people truly realize they need or want to change, it often comes with a natural urge to take action. Not for everyone, but for many. And that's exactly why some people resist this step. Because once they admit it, they might feel the need to follow through. And that brings consequences, unknown consequences. It takes effort, energy. And that's what many people are afraid of. So phase one, awareness and acceptance, which can be uncomfortable or even painful. Second phase, practice and experimentation. This is where you start trying things out, practicing new ways of thinking and behaving. And yes, this can be very, very frustrating. For example, maybe you used to be very good at thinking negatively about yourself and putting yourself down. Not great to do, but you were good at it. Now you are trying to think kindly about yourself, to speak to yourself with appreciation, which is good, but you're bad at it in the beginning. And on top of that, everything in your mind and body resists it. It wants to go back to the old patterns. It wants things to stay the way they've always been. Phase 3, first successes. If you don't give up, you will start to see first results. you notice I can actually do things differently and I get different outcomes. That gives you confirmation that you're on the right path. Of course, there will be setbacks. People might react negatively because you're no longer behaving the way they are used to. And you might fall back into old patterns, especially under stress. That's normal. Phase 4, integration. If you keep going consistently, you eventually reach the stage. If you keep going consistently, you eventually reach the stage of integration. The new patterns become internalized, practiced, almost automatic. You no longer have to think about how to behave in certain situations. You just do it. The new behavior becomes a habit, and over time, part of your personality and identity. The upside: once you've gone through this process once and experienced that you can actually change something, you gain confidence. You realize, I can do this again. And then you tackle the next thing, and then the next. So to summarize, awareness and acceptance, practice, first successes and reinforcement, integration, habit, identity. And then, if you want, the cycle starts again with the next area of your life. One important thing. In my opinion, it's crucial to move in small, gentle steps. Example. A lot of people are basically holding a match and trying to light a massive log in a campfire with it. If you allow this analogy. That doesn't work. The steps in between are essential. You use a match to light the paper. The paper lights small sticks. The small sticks light bigger ones. And eventually the big log catches fire. That's the process. Not trying to light the big log directly with a match.